After the attack, what has Ibrahim Traore said? How did the whole attack happen? Let's break it down. Respect family. It's a great day to be here again. Guys, it's always amazing having you on board always. Yeah. Today I'm taking you straight to Burkina Faso, which I will tell you, this is not a good news. This is not a best news. This is not what we are expecting, but I just have to break it to you. Dozens killed in Burkina Faso by what the West believe to be Al-Qaeda. First of all, rest in peace to all the lost souls that fall victim to this particular incident that happened in Burkina Faso. I'm going to explain what the West believe as Al-Qaeda. I'm going to explain that into detail. But when did this particular thing happen in Burkina Faso? On Saturday, 25th August, armed men, terrorists, launched a deadly attack on a village in north-central Burkina Faso, resulting in the death of many civilians and security personnel. Guys, I know you Africans, Pan-Africans, smart Pan-Africans, you already know the person behind this particular attack in Burkina Faso. Yeah, we don't need to say much here, but I believe you guys understand. Now let's get to the detail. You know, Burkina Faso has been grappling with this violent insurgency since 2015, led by the jihadist group linked to Al-Qaeda. Okay, and this attack have caused thousands of deaths and displaced a lot of people in Burkina Faso. But you know, when the military took over, they are trying their best to, you know, reclaim some of the regions that have been under the control of these terrorists, and they are doing that pretty good. But something just happened recently that is leading to this attack. I'm going to break everything down to you guys. Trust me on that. That is why it is very necessary for you guys to subscribe. Yeah. Now, this is the most recent attack. It took place in the village of Barsalogho, okay? And a local resident was speaking to AFP channel by phone, reported that the attackers, or let me say terrorists, struck around, the thing happened around 9 a.m., okay? And a lot of civilians, together with the security personnel, that is the soldiers, they have lost their life. Also, there's a security source, okay, that confirmed that several dozen people were unalive in the attack, with many others injured. Those who were injured were taken to a hospital in Kaya, okay, that is the regional capital. And I want to say something very clear. I'll give you details about the UN pull out some hypocrisy, all right? I mean, some people came on board to condemn the attack, and the UN put some hypocrisy. That is going to shock you people. Trust me on that. All right. Now, if you hear something like this, we are fighting against narrative. All right. If you hear something like this, that there is attack in Mali, attack in Burkina Faso, and all these things by terrorists, listen. Please don't go and read or listen to the Western media, because these are the things you are going to see on the Western media. Burkina Faso army executed over 220 villages. Around 170 people executed in 3 villages in Burkina Faso. EU says around 100 civilians reportedly killed in Burkina Faso massacre. These are the things you are going to be seeing. You will see something like on CNN. It said Burkina Faso have been named the world's most neglected displacement crisis by the Norwegian Refugee Council, NRF, for the second year. Blah. Whole lot of nonsense. These are the lies you are going to see. Propaganda to paint the military leaders bad. The propaganda to link them to terrorism. So please, Africans, listen to me. Don't do your research on the Western media. When you see any update there, go and look for proper sources. That is why I told you here, we got you covered. You understand? Now, this is what they do. They use their own terrorists, unalive the people, like what just happened in Burkina Faso we are talking about, coverage it, and then show it to the world that look at what the military have done. They did this to Gaddafi. I'm telling you, they did the same thing to Gaddafi. They used the Al-Qaeda. They created the Al-Qaeda, first of all, created it, used Al-Qaeda in the region, unalive some people, coverage it, and then show it to the world that look at what Gaddafi is doing to his people. And these are the people that anytime there is terrorist attack in your country, listen, pay attention, people. Anytime there is terrorist attack in any Africa country, before the people in the country can coverage it, the Western media will put it out, even add the name of the people who attack the thing. That is what they do. So this is just a little reminder. Don't trust the Western media in this type of situations. All right. Now, one thing too that I want to draw attention on is that, can you imagine this new attack? Nobody came out to say, I am the one. You see, because normally when there is a attack like this, terrorists will come out or somebody will claim that we attack. Okay, somebody will always claim responsibility. That's how they do it. But nobody came out to say that. But the Western media has been able to link the whole thing to the Al-Qaeda group. So how were they able to know that this is the Al-Qaeda group or something that is linked to the Al-Qaeda group? Well, nobody came out. There's a question mark there. Now, there's one thing too they do. If 100 people die, they are going to put out 5,000 on their pages. If 20 people are displaced, they are going to put 200,000 people on their pages to exaggerate the whole thing. Don't trust them, people. Now, that's a little reminder. Let's get back to track. Now, who exactly launched the attack? As of now, no group has claimed responsibility for the attack. Although no group has claimed responsibility for the attack, it is very important to understand that the enemy you and I know is surely behind this attack. Now, how did the whole attack happen? Let's break it down. The attack happened when the soldiers were digging trenches around the town to protect potential attack by armed groups. Listen, guys, pay attention to this. Then the civilians, when the soldiers were working, then the civilians watching from afar decided to help the soldiers. So this should tell you that this is the connection between the civilians and the soldiers. There is a good vibe between them. So they came in to help them to dig the trenches around the town to protect against potential attack by armed groups. And then, boom, what exactly they were trying to protect themselves against just happened. And they all together with the soldiers fall victim to this tragedy. Now, how did the soldiers handle the situation? I believe many of you will be having that question. A second security sources added that a quick response came from the soldiers and auxiliary troop hit the ground and helped prevent an even greater tragedy by neutralizing several of the terrorists. So the soldiers has been able to neutralize many of the terrorists. So had it not been for that quick response, we would have heard something more greater than this. A lot of people, massive of people, I believe even a whole village would have been washed off by these guys, Now, according to the hospital source in Kaya that I spoke about, over 100 people were injured and they were admitted to the city's largest medical center. And now, before I tell you the shocking hypocrisy of the West after the attack, and what Egypt have to say about this attack. Egypt is kind of like trying to, solidify some bond between the Sahel. Okay. Now, recently, Mali also was attacked. After the attack, remember, the Sahel, they joined together and then sent a message to the UN because they suspected Ukraine of being behind the attack. Okay. So they sent message to the UN that, my brother, you people, you should warn your brother. Ukraine is disturbing our region. You understand? Those of you who have not watched the video, that is the previous video after this one. And after that attack on Mali, AU have not commented. ECOWAS have not commented. UN is also quiet. But watch this. After sending the message to UN, telling them that, hold your brother, he is coming, he is sponsoring terrorism in our region. Then boom, another attack on Burkina Faso. You got a picture? You got a picture? I know you have the picture. If you have the picture, hit the like button. I know you have the picture. After this attack, then boom, from nowhere, UN Secretary General came out to condemn the attack in Burkina Faso. From nowhere, he just came out. They are now concerned. They are now showing concern. Now, on the Western media, you have something like UN Secretary General Antonio has strongly condemned the recent attack in Burkina Faso town of Barsalogho, where around 200 people were killed and 140 others were injured. That's the news that they come out with. They know what they are doing, people. Hypocrisy. Now, AU and ECOWAS are still quiet, but Egypt came out to condemn this terror attack. The Egyptian State Information Service in Cairo announced on Sunday that Egypt strongly condemned the recent terror attack in northern Burkina Faso, which resulted in the death of many people and injured hundreds of civilians and soldiers. Egypt also confirmed its solidarity with Burkina Faso in the fight against terrorism. You see, Egypt, I told you, they are trying to, solidify some bond. That the hypocrisy of African leaders and AU, ECOWAS, and all the nonsense Jewish factory that call themselves organization protecting the interests of Africa. When Queen Elizabeth died, all African puppets are sending condolences. But when something like this happen to a sister country, you see all of them quiet. And it is very sad that our own sisters are behaving this way. We are one people on the continent of Africa. Now, somebody will be asking, after the attack, what has Ibrahim Traore said. Now, nothing yet. We are still following. Normally, when things like this happen in Burkina Faso, he always like to come out to speak after proper investigation to be able to find out the source of the attack and who is behind. And he always like to find out all the details so that when he come out in public, he can be able to feed the people with accurate information. So we are waiting and then we are following. Guys, you need to stay updated and hit the like button to push the video. Respect.